Dear students of BSc Second, Semester 4 CBCS syllabus, paper number 8 is plant metabolism and unit number 1 is nitrogen metabolism. You know very well about the introduction. Plant requires many inorganic elements or the synthesis of different organic substance require for its proper growth and development. Like CHO, nitrogen is one of the most essential element for plants and living organisms. It is present in nucleic acid, protein, growth hormones and amino acids, which plays an important role in physiological and biological processes. It is present in the atmosphere in the form of nitrogen gas. It is 78% by volume and major gas in the atmosphere. Green plants are unable to use this nitrogen directly in their metabolism. Only some organisms can convert the nitrogen gas into organic form. Such microorganisms are responsible for addition of atmospheric nitrogen in organic form in the soil and make it available to the green plants. So green plant require nitrogen for its growth and development. Nitrogen present in the soil is called soil nitrogen. It is present in form of nitrate nitrogen, ammonia nitrogen and molecular nitrogen. Green plants absorb nitrates by nitrite assimilation. Few plants absorb ammonia and ammonium salt from the soil. The conversion of the free nitrogen by natural or physical process is called as nitrogen fixation. When any biological system is involved in this process, then it is called as biological nitrogen fixation, in which atmospheric nitrogen is converted into ammonia. The nitrate nitrogen is absorbed by the plant and it is converted into ammonia by one special type of the process which is called as nitrate reduction. For the synthesis of organic compounds, nitrates and ammonia are assimilated by plants using enzymes nitrate reductase and nitrogenase. Some microorganisms or prokaryotic cells can carry out nitrogen fixation due to the presence of specific genome and nitrogenase enzyme. Genes which are associated with nitrogen fixation are called as NIF gene or nitrogen fixing genes. Today we will see about the assimilation of ammonia. Ammonia is readily available to many plants either as a product of nitrogen fixation or by uptake from the soil. The accumulation of free ammonia is harmful to the living cells as it affects nitrogenase activity, energy metabolism and function of ETS system. To avoid such adverse effect of free ammonia, whenever it is produced, it is rapidly incorporated into amino acids by one of the different 5 pathways of ammonia assimilation, which are given as below. So, process of ammonia assimilation takes place using different pathways. First, we will see reductive amination reaction. This is the first pathway of ammonia assimilation. When glutamic acid is synthesized by direct incorporation of ammonia into alpha ketoglutaric acid by enzyme glutamic acid dehydrogenase, the reaction is called reductive amination. Alpha ketoglutaric acid plus ammonia forms alpha iminoglutaric acid and NADH2. Then it forms glutamic acid in presence of glutamic acid dehydrogenase. In the next slide, we will see the second process, that is transamination reaction. The transfer of amino group from one amino acid to a keto acid is called transamination. It is catalyzed by a group enzyme known as aminotransferase. By such reactions, ammonia initially used for the synthesis of glutamic acid, and it is used for the synthesis of new amino acid, which is called as a glutamic acid, and it is amino group donor. Glutamic acid and oxaloacetic acid forms alpha ketoglutaric acid and aspartic acid in presence of glutamic oxaloamino transferase. Glutamic acid and pyruvic acid forms alpha ketoglutaric acid and alanine in presence of glutamic pyruvic acid amino transferase. So this is about transamination reaction. The third pathway of ammonia assimilation is synthesis of carbamyl phosphate. The carbamyl phosphate is utilized in a series of reactions to synthesize amino acid arginine. Ammonia plus CO2 plus ATP forms carbamyl phosphate and ADP in presence of carbamyl phosphate synthetase enzyme. This carbamyl phosphate enter in series of reactions to form arginine. Amide synthesis is the fourth pathway of ammonia assimilation. When available ammonia is in excess, amide synthesis takes place. Amide are amino acids with extra amino group and therefore considered as metabolic nitrogen reservoirs. Amide synthesis requires energy and it is supplied by ATP molecules. Amides are synthesized from acidic amino acid, glutamic acid and aspartic acid. Glutamic acid plus NH4 plus ATP forms glutamine in presence of glutamine synthetase. It also forms ADP. Aspartic acid, NH4 and ATP forms asparagine and ADP in presence of aspartic acid synthetase. Like this, fourth pathway of ammonia assimilation is amide synthesis. Fifth pathway of ammonia assimilation is GS-GOGAT cycle. The ammonia produced by nitrate reduction process is rapidly assimilated into organic compounds with the help of glutamine synthetase and glutamate synthetase. GS is glutamine synthetase. It is found in the cytosol of root cells and in both cytosol and chloroplast in the leaf cells. GOGAT is the plastid enzyme localized in chloroplastids of leaves and plastids in the root cells. Depending upon its location, GOGAT uses reduced ferredoxin, NADPH2 or NADH2 as electron donor. The general pathway of ammonia assimilation in nitrogen fixing symbionts shows that NH4 is incorporated into amide glutamine by glutamate synthetase. Various cyclic reactions takes place during this process. This cycle shows two enzymes, glutamine synthetase and glutamate synthetase, and they carry out the cyclic reactions. This chart represents reactions in GS-GOGAT cycle. Ammonia and glutamate forms glutamine. Glutamate plus NAD forms alpha ketoglutaric acid and NADH2 in presence of GOGAT, and in presence of GS, glutamine is formed. Glutamine and glutamate, these are important contents in this GS-GOGAT cycle. Glutamate is get exported. Now we'll see the stepwise reactions. In this cycle, the first reaction in the synthesis of amide by the addition of NH4 to glutamate, the energy is provided by ATP and reaction is catalyzed by GS, that is glutamine synthetase. Glutamate plus NH4 plus ATP forms glutamine plus ADP in presence of glutamine synthetase. See the second reaction. The second reaction of the cycle shows glutamine is converted back to glutamate by transfer to amino group to alpha ketoglutaric acid. The reaction is catalyzed by GOGAT and the hydrogens are supplied by reduced coenzyme NADH2. So, reaction represented as glutamine plus alpha ketoglutaric acid plus NADH2 forms glutamate plus NAD in presence of GOGAT. The second reaction produces two molecules of glutamate, out of which one molecule is used in the cycle to keep it going, while another is exported for use in some metabolic reactions. This slide represents functions of amino acids. There are about 22 different amino acids having different structures, different nature and different functions in plants. Amino acids are used for the production of structural proteins. It is used in the synthesis of purines and pyrimidines. It is used in the synthesis of enzymes, proteins, help in the biosynthesis of substance like choline indole acetic acid. The chief function of amino acid is in the cell's transformation and metabolism of energy. Amino acids stored in the seed proteins are hydrolyzed during germination and later on utilized for growth and development of the plants. So, amino acids are important. It performs different important roles in plants. Then we will study about the next point, that is NEF genes. You know about this word NEF. NEF means nitrogen fixing genes. Only some prokaryotic cells are able to fix nitrogen, mainly because they have the genes which can code for the synthesis of enzyme nitrogenase. The nitrogenase synthesis is directed by a set of genes known as a NEF genes, that is nitrogen fixing genes. The study of nitrogen fixing genes was carried out in bacterium Klebsiella pneumoniae, strain M cell. A large number of recombination studies have shown that the NEF gene operon is of 17 to 20 genes in length size. Most of the NEEF genes are clustered near histidine operon. Then we will see about the NEEF genes. For the nitrogen fixation process, Klebsiella pneumoniae, at least 17 to 20 genes are linked and arranged in about 7 transcription units. The minimum size of entire gene cluster is 24 kilobase, having molecular weight of 18 into 10 raised to 5 Daltons. This set includes some structural genes that carry out synthesis of nitrogenase proteins, while some are regulatory genes. In this set, two genes NEEF-D and NEEF-K encodes the two different subunits of MOFE protein. In NEEF genes, FE protein and ferredoxin are encoded by NEEF-H and NEEF-F. Other NEEF genes are involved in insertion of FEMO cofactor and the activation of enzyme complex. The regulation of NEEF gene is a complex process. In Klebsiella pneumoniae, the regulation is associated with above noted genes as well as other genes in cluster GLN gene. The other genes which are involved in the expression of NEEF genes are NARD for molybdenum process, UNC, and a gene in operon influences ATP supply, NIM genes for uncertain function near tip. Studies on some nitrogen fixing organism indicate that in their genome the NEEF genes shows two sets of inverted repeat units. Such character is the indication of recent origin during the course of evolution in nitrogen fixing organism. Similarly, close relationship between NEEF genes of widely separated nitrogen fixing organisms indicates recent origin of these genes. A segment from the genome with NEEF regulatory genes has been used in hybridization with genome in 8 different species of nitrogen fixing organisms. Then we will see some examples of these NEEF genes. Using bacteriophages as vectors, the NEEF genes have been successfully transferred to the other non-nitrogen fixing bacteria. For example, nitrogen fixing of Klebsiella pneumoniae have been successfully transferred to Escherichia coli or E. coli, which is non-nitrogen fixing. The hybrid genome produced nitrogenase similar to Klebsiella pneumoniae in E. coli cells. With these achievements, scientists are trying to introduce NEEF genes in crop plants. For example, rice. With successful transfer of NEEF genes, these crop plants will develop the capacity to increase their yield without any external supply of nitrogen fertilizers. So NEEF genes are important genes for the improvement of the crop plants. Like this, in this video we have studied about introduction of nitrogen metabolism, then assimilation of ammonia, then NEEF genes. Thank you.